Hey guys, welcome to the vlog for my Secret September TBR. Hopefully a lot of you have been guessing and it's about time that I actually revealed what my theme is, and I'm really excited to do that. I'm actually filming this on day one. It is the 1st of September. I'm in the light. It is the 1st of September and I'm really excited. You have no idea how excited I am about this. I have seen so many people post on my announcement video on YouTube saying how excited they are to start guessing, and I really can't wait to post my first book. So the first book I've decided to read is The Chain by Adrian McKinty. I've chosen this for a few reasons. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you the theme right now. First of all, I chose this because I'm doing this as a buddy read with Brooke. Second of all, I chose this because it actually tells you what my theme is. And I think it would be really funny to start off with this book, because my theme is a chain. Every book I read, the book must begin with the letter that the previous book finished on. So for example, I will start with The Chain. The chain ends with the letter N. The next book I have to pick must begin with the letter N. So for example, if I did Linwood Barclay's Never Look Away. The Chain ends with N. Never Look Away starts with N and ends with Y. So then the next book I had to pick would need to begin with Y. And the chain is going to go all the way around, and I don't know how many I'm doing. I haven't planned how many books I'm going to read. I haven't planned any of the books I'm going to read. I'm going to pick them during this vlog. But I thought it'd be really funny to start with this one, because my theme is a chain. I'm doing it in a chain. And I thought it'd be really fun to start with The Chain. And I wanted to see if anyone picks up on that. And then if anyone doesn't, I want everyone to watch this vlog and be like, you bastard. So I'm hoping everyone is thinking I'm a bastard. I'm hoping people have actually guessed it. I'm really excited to see what people are going to guess. I've decided when it comes to posting, I was going to do it when I've finished each book, but I don't think that's the best option, just because I want to see what people are guessing and I want to make any adjustments to the TBR I choose based on people's guesses. So for example, The Chain is a thriller. If the next book I read is a thriller and the next one after that is a thriller and everyone keeps guessing that I'm reading thrillers, I need to make sure I pick a book that's not a thriller, because I don't want to inadvertently do multiple themes. I want to stick with my theme. So if I put this up and people guessed I was reading thriller books, I'd like to pick a book that was a romance, for example, because then it should put clearly in people's minds I'm not doing a thriller theme. If I put this up and people said I was reading books with the word "the," I'd pick a book that didn't. Or if I was doing books that maybe rainbow coloured, because I'm starting with red, I'd pick one that was a complete opposite colour to orange, which would be next in the rainbow. You see where I'm going? Basically, I don't want to do multiple themes. I don't want people to think they've got theirs wrong, or that I cheated them out of a win because they did technically guess one of the themes that were going on throughout. It just wasn't the theme I was thinking of. So I want to pick books based on the themes and the guesses that people are making. And if someone kept guessing that it was a certain theme, I'd like to do something just to make it clear that is not the theme. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, when I get to 3/4 of the way through this book, I will put the photo up, so it gives me time to finish the book and then also gives people time to guess on what they think the theme would be, and then I can choose my next book. I'm really excited to do this. I think it'll be really fun. It's going throughout the entire month and I am excited. I have already started because it's like 6:30 in the evening right now, because I've been working all day. I'm on chapter 8, which is page 39 of this book so far, and I'm going to be continuing hopefully up to page 50, and then I have work again, and then I'll try and read some more. I'm not going to rush through any of these, but I'm really enjoying this so far. So if you don't know, The Chain is a thriller story about a chain, basically. I don't really know how to explain it. I'm going to read the blurb because it actually explains it really well. Your phone rings. A stranger has kidnapped your child. To free them, you must abduct someone else's child. Your child will be released when your victim's parents kidnap another child. If any of these things don't happen, your child will be killed. Victim, survivor, abductor, criminal. You will become each one. You are now part of the chain. Now, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. This has been a book I've been wanting to read for months, since I first joined BookTube. And then the lovely Pamela sent it to me, and I'm so grateful that she did that. And it's actually been on a list of buddy reads me and Brooke was going to be doing for so long. We never picked it up. So we decided to do it. I figured it was the starting point of my secret TBR. I had no excuse. I had to do it. And like I said, I'm telling everyone my theme just by using this book, and I love it. So I'm really excited to carry on. I'm just going to update you probably when I get to the end of the book and let you know my overall thoughts and feelings. And I love the concept. Up to now, I've really enjoyed seeing how it's affecting people. Like the idea of your child being kidnapped is traumatic enough. Then having to kidnap another child is traumatic enough. Knowing that as a result of what you've done, that child's parents have to kidnap another child is traumatic. And then only then you'll get your child back. And it seems awful and traumatic and horrible to even think that this could happen. But I'm really excited to read this and see how it goes. And I want to see what happens. Are they just going to do it and get themselves out of the chain? Are they going to try and break the chain? You know, what I don't know. And I'm really excited to find out. So that is it from me. I just wanted to update you and let you know the theme. And I just wanted to do a quick introduction, and I will update you when I get to the end of this book, and I will see you guys a little later. Bye. So I just posted this picture, and already the guesses are flooding in, and I'm really loving them. So I'm nearly finished. I wanted to get to like page 300 before I posted the photograph, but I just got excited and posted it anyway. So I'm on page 238 of 393. So I have about 100 and odd pages to go. But it is Thursday morning, and it is the 3rd of September. And I think I could get this done maybe by lunchtime. Let's see, what time is it? It's 20 to 11, so maybe not by lunchtime. But definitely before like 2 o'clock, I think I can get this done. And then I can go and pick a new book. So I'm really excited to see more guesses come in. Some of the ones we've had already is books with swings on the cover, books with park equipment on the cover, so kind of a similar route, and books with the same names as song titles, which I kind of like. I like that. No one's guessed that it is actually a chain, and this is probably the most obvious that it's going to be. I am being sneaky, aren't I? I don't even care. But yeah, no one's guessed that yet. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to pick the next book. I'll update you at the end and let you know how I think about this. Alright guys, so it is the 3rd of September, and I've just finished my first book of my Secret September TBR, The Chain. Overall, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was quite good. I think it's very unique. I've never seen anything like this before, so I think it's such a unique concept, so it definitely gets props for that. I loved it. I thought the characters were very well developed. I really enjoyed them. I love how it showed the vulnerability of these characters as well. Obviously, they experienced a lot of trauma and it wasn't brushed over. They really did focus on that, and I really enjoyed that. I do feel as though maybe 3/4 of the way through, maybe just a bit before, it seemed to just flip completely. Just for a short while, and then it just it made sense. But it was a bit jarring initially. But overall, I thought it was a really great book. I don't really have too much to say in terms of what I loved, what I didn't love, because I just thought it was great overall. If I was going to say anything that I thought maybe I had an issue with, it wasn't really an issue. I would have really liked a darker ending. And I spoke about this with Brooke, because we buddy read this and we read it together. And we both said that the idea of having a darker ending in this thriller book would have been really good, because a lot of thrillers don't do dark endings. They end on a happier note. And I just think a very dark ending from this would have really solidified a 5 star because it was great as it was. It was very interesting. It was such a unique concept as it was. So a darker ending would have just taken it that one step further. And I thought it was great. Overall, I'm giving this a 4 star rating because it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Perhaps I'd even reread it one of these days. But yeah, it just didn't incite enough feelings in me to warrant a 5 star. I thought it was great though. This is definitely a book I'm going to recommend for my dad and stepmom to read. And actually, I spoke to my dad about this book yesterday when I went to visit him. He has just messaged me to tell me that the author, Adrian McKinsey, was on the Sweeney today. Is that what it is, Sweeney? I don't know. On the radio or something today, discussing that this book is being made into a film. Like, there's talks of it being made into a film. And they was talking to the author about where he came up with the idea, and we got to learn more about him. So I'm going to search that because that actually sounds really interesting. So for now, I'm just going to stop, have some lunch, watch a bit of TV and chill out. And then I'm going to pick my book. I'm going to pick my next book in a little while. So I'm very excited to see what I pick. All I know is that the book has to begin with the letter N. And I don't know how many I have that begin with N. I know I definitely have some. So it'll be interesting. Already we've had some great guesses, so I'll update you on what we've got later on when it comes to picking my next book. See you in a bit. Alright, so I've finished book 1, which is The Chain. So I need to pick a book with the letter N. So I'm going to see what I have on my standalone shelf.
I'll just make some soothing ocean sounds for you.
So I have 3 options. I have Never Look Away by Linwood Barclay. I have No Further Questions by Gillian McAllister. And Never Saw It Coming by Linwood Barclay. So, that's 3 solid options, really. So looking at some of the guesses we've already had, we had swings on the cover, park equipment, titles that are songs. That's quite a good one. I like that. And then a few people have guessed saying books that I've owned and never read that I should have read. So unread books, which is kind of an obvious one, really. Books that I have spoken about many times and meant to read and never picked up. All true, all good guesses. So in terms of these books, I think I'm going to immediately exclude Never Look Away based on the fact that I don't have any books that start with the letter Y. So that's the first one to go. So that's between Never Saw It Coming and No Further Questions. Never Saw It Coming is going to end with G, so I need to have some books ending with G. I think I said earlier I have Gone Girl. I know I have Guilty Wives in there. So there's none on my serious shelf. So really, I do have a few that could work for G. And No Further Questions, S. Oh, that'd make it a lot easier. Looking at the chain, what I noticed about this cover, red, quite clearly. It's dominated by one particular colour. And the photo I posted earlier, I'll put it there for reference again, I thought maybe people would immediately guess a rainbow theme. Maybe I made it a bit obvious, so they decided it's obviously not that. Because that was my initial thinking. When people said swings, I thought, oh, I get it. And then I saw that there's grass. I don't know if you can see that. There is like grass or weeds or whatever on the cover. So this would work because it kind of sticks with the theme of nature, maybe. That'd be good. Although, actually, looking at it now, No Further Questions. It's not very colour dominated. It's very much black and grey. But the colours on there are yellow. So like red, yellow, like that could work. It's so hard to pick which ones I fancy. Oh, I actually just filmed a video, to be honest, that might really make me want to pick this one. I've just picked a ranking 5 books by their first lines again, but I did a thriller edition, and Jade filmed that. It's not up yet, but by the time you see this, it will be up. So go and check that out. And this was one of the books. And it's, the police say she's guilty. She insists she's innocent. She's your sister. You loved her. You trusted her. But they say she killed the person you care about most. Martha last saw her sister when she left her babysitting. Now she's watching Becky stand trial for murder. They are on opposite sides of the courtroom, hearing evidence that's meant to finally bring the truth to light. What happened that night? And does Martha really want to know? Oh, so this is kind of like a... This one's about a psychic that gets a bit too close to the truth. I'm assuming the husband killed the wife and she guesses too much. And that's where it goes from there. With this one, it sounds like a woman leaves her sister to babysit her daughter. Daughter dies. Ooh, this one sounds more interesting than this one. This one has a lot more things going for it, like with the nature on the cover. But yellow on the cover. Maybe when I take the picture, I have to highlight the colour. Maybe that might throw... I don't know why I'm trying to throw people off, but I want people to see connecting themes. I think I'm going to go with no further questions. It sounds good, and I really fancy it, so I'm going to go with no further questions, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. I will update you when I am ready to take my photograph for this book, and I will see you soon. Alright, I know I keep saying I won't update you, but I just love seeing all of these comments come flooding in. Now, I just received a comment from me, Simone, and I saying the theme is books that start with letters of my name. So the chain begins with C for Connor, and I assume I've read one that began with O, like Only Mostly Devastated, or N for No Further Questions. Oh, that could carry on. Maybe she'd guess this. But anyway, my point was, when I was originally planning to do a secret TBR, that was actually my theme. And I find it so funny that she's guessed it. Because if I'd have stuck to that theme, she would have got it immediately. So, serious well done to Simone for guessing my original theme. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it was just when I read it, I was a bit like, do you know something? Oh, that was really good. I feel bad for not keeping it like that now, because she would have got it like that. I'm excited to know if anyone does guess this theme. I was chatting to a friend today who actually knows the theme, and I was saying I don't think people will be able to guess until at least I get the second book, because obviously it's a chain and you need at least 2 links for it to have been a chain. So yeah, I'm feeling that. But I did say with the first book, I knew that people wouldn't be able to guess it from the first book, so I gave them the answer and just did the chain and told them the theme immediately. So I did say it is possible to guess with one book, but I think you'd have to be really smart. I'm excited. I love these guesses. This makes everything worth it. I need more. Woohoo. I'm about to drop my phone, so I'll see you soon. Small random thing that's not really relevant to this vlog at all, but I just wanted to put it somewhere. I don't know where. This book is about a child that dies. The sister is on trial for murder, and turns out the child actually died on October 26th. And that's my birthday. And I'm like, really? You killed her on my birthday? That's rude. And I'm just kind of like, now I'm just reading it and I'm like, oh dear. Because I know it's going to lead up to my birthday and I'm going to be like, it's tainted now. But yeah, random fact. In this book, this child is killed on my birthday. Alrighty guys, I have just posted this picture and already people are giving me so many guesses and I'm loving it. I'm living for them. I'm really enjoying this. I'm enjoying people guessing. It's really fun. So, people have guessed thrillers, which is a fair assumption because everyone knows I'm a thriller booktuber. This is the second thriller, second book, second thriller, so that fits. So I might need to read one that's not a thriller next or at some point, just to kind of make sure people know that that's not what it is. We've had someone guess bold colours, which it's quite true, really. They are quite bold. Like, the chain was bright red, and then this is very bold in itself. Yellow's quite a bold colour in comparison to the black and the grey. And we've had a guess, which is amazing, from Celeste and Kira. Celeste from the World of Reading and Kira from Kira Can Read. Saying authors with MC in their surname. And I did not realise that that was the case. It never even occurred to me that Gillian McAllister and Adrian McKinty shared that connection. I don't even know why it didn't connect. It just, but it was genius. When they said that, I was like, oh my god. I mean, there is a tiny, tiny part of me that wants to just carry on reading authors with MC until the final book, just so they can keep thinking they've got it right and then be like, lol, suckers. But I don't think I have enough books with Mick. I'll have some, but not too many. But that's quite funny. But we've had some amazing guesses. Hopefully they continue. I posted it a bit earlier. It's taken me so long to get through this book. I've literally just hit halfway. The main reason I've just had a busy couple of days. I've been to book club, I've been to visit family, I've been to my friend's house and had a catch up with them. I've been working. Yesterday, where was I yesterday? Oh, yesterday it was my friend's birthday, so we went out for the entire day. I went out for a meal and mini golf and stuff like that. So I didn't really read much over the weekend. It's Monday now. It's the 7th of September. So for the weekend, I've not even had time to read. So I've just got to halfway. But the way I'm reading, I'm quite confident that tomorrow I could get very close to finishing if I don't finish. I know for a fact I will 100% be finished on Wednesday. So I thought I'll post it now, and then hopefully the next book I pick will be a bit of a shorter one, so there's not too big of a delay between this photo that I've just put up and the next one. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's it from me. I will chat to you guys later. Bye! So it is still the 7th of October, but we have just had our first correct guess. Yes, Tracy has just guessed that the theme is the next book I choose starts with the letter that the last book ends on, which means, yeah, exactly, it is the chain. The book I read ends on a certain letter, the next one starts with a certain letter. That is correct. I didn't expect people to guess it so early. I've always kind of said people would have to be really, really smart to get it on the first one, because the first one is because it's called The Chain. The second book, the link is there. But I didn't think people would pick up on that until like at least a third or fourth book, because it's not something even I would have seen. I expected people to get it a bit later. So the fact that someone's got it on the second book is amazing. So like, well done, Tracy. If you are watching this video, well done, Queen. Well done. Now I'm going to go carry on reading because I'm tired and it's getting late and I want to try and get a little bit further in before I go to bed. Just wanted to say well done and to let everyone know that someone has guessed it correctly. Hello, so I'm just popping back again. We've had some more theories in. I feel like I'm just going to keep popping in every now and again to remind you of these now. So one of the ones we had someone said the word "you're" in the tagline. Can you see? Yeah, there we go. So someone said the word "you're" in the tagline because this one says you trust your sister with your life. And the one before the chain said, I don't know, it was something to do with you would do anything to save your child. So I had your in both of them. And then another one which I actually find really interesting, because I'm not picking up on these things, so seeing people who are picking up on them is really good. But another one is both books have been a Sunday Times bestseller, and it's actually had it written on the cover, Sunday Times bestseller. So that's another one, and I find that really interesting. I love that people are finding these connections that I haven't seen before. It's a lot of fun. So I just wanted to pop in and let you know some of the other predictions we've had. I am really feeling this book right now, and I'm telling you with absolute certainty, I will definitely be finished tomorrow because I have 180 pages left, and I think I'm going to get it down to 150 before I go to bed tonight. So I will just chat to you when I finish the book, unless more people have theories that I kind of want to share. Alright then guys, I have just finished, no further questions. Yeah, it was okay. I gave it a 3-star rating overall, just because I really enjoyed the story. It was really good, but I did take issue with some of the pacing. I felt as though I definitely took issue with the pacing when it comes to particularly the character of Martha, who is the grieving mother in this situation. It made sense why the pacing was slower, but I weren't a big fan of it. And also, I felt as though the ending was a bit predictable. Not exactly ideal. I guessed it very early on, like within the first quarter of the book. But overall, really enjoyed the story. The issues I had were not deal breakers. It didn't ruin my enjoyment of the book. It just kind of made me a bit hesitant to give it a higher rating. So 3 stars is quite appropriate. So, talking in terms of the next book I'm going to read. So, I need to pick a book with the letter S, because No Further Questions ends with S. The chain must continue. So, I'm going to carry on. I'm just going to go. I'll probably speed this up, actually. I'm going to go and see what books on my standalone shelf I have beginning with S.
I'll just make some soothing ocean sounds for you.
Alright, so, turns out I only have 2 books beginning with S, which is weird. Why am I so far away? So the 2 books I have is Stephen King and Owen King, and the book is Sleeping Beauties. And I have Shadow Forest, written by Matt Haig. Either of these would be quite good. I do want to try more Stephen King. I do really want a Stephen King book. However, looking at it, it's a chunk. This is 715 pages. That would take me a while to read, which makes me think I'm just going to veto this straight away. As much as I would love to read that, I'm doing a secret TBR. With this book, with No Further Questions, I started it on the 3rd of September, and I'm now only finishing it on the 8th, and that's 5 days. And that bothers me, because I feel as though I'm not posting as frequently as I'd like to. So I don't want to read chunky books, because I feel as though that would take me at least a week to read, based on like 100 pages a day. Which means I wouldn't be posting a new photo for about 5 or 6 days. And that's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal. So I'm just gonna say no. So I have Shadow Forest. I'm happy with my choice. I'm going to go with this, and then the next book I read begins with T. That's easy enough. That's doable. I'm happy with it. Alright, I'm happy. So, I was torn between whether or not to put this in, but I'm going to anyway. This book has a main character in it called Martha. In the last book I read, called No Further Questions, that had a main character in it called Martha. And I'm also reading a book at the same time as this one, which is Second Chance, which is the second book in the Women's Murder Club, which is not part of my secret TBR. This is a separate book altogether. But there's our main character, Lindsay, has a dog called Martha. And I'm thinking, that is so weird. Martha is not the most common name. Like, I don't know any Marthas. I've never known a person called Martha, actually. It's not exactly the most common. It's not uncommon, but it's not common either. And then I've read 3 books with characters called Martha. I just find that very strange. What a random little tidbit of information. I'm sorry if you didn't need to know that, but hey ho, made your day a bit random, didn't I? Back to reading. Catch up with you later. Okay, so I just put the next picture up, and we've had a couple of guesses already. We've had someone saying that they're very stumped, which I love, but saying unless it's rainbow colours, they have no idea. It's a very good guess. The chain was very red. The No Further Questions was kind of black, but it had elements of yellow. This book is primarily orange, so I can see rainbow colours in there, definitely. And someone else has just said books with red, orange and yellow, which I can definitely see. Again, chain red. This one has orange and yellow as it primarily, and yeah, I can see that, and I like it. I think it's going well. Just waiting for some more. I'm about 120 pages off finishing this book, so I can do that tomorrow. Ideally, I'm going to get to about 70 pages left today, and then I'll finish it tomorrow. I'll be able to pick a new book.
It'll be good. So I'll catch up with you guys later when more people have guessed and let you know what people are saying. I am loving where people are going with these guesses. Someone said books with a forest or supernatural theme, which I want to say that's really good, but it's very wrong. There's been no supernatural theme with the first two books, no forest theme with the first two books. There was actually one scene in a forest in the chain, but nothing really with a forest, and definitely no supernatural thing. I think this is the first book with supernatural thing. But I really like the guess. I'm assuming this is one that hasn't read any of these books, and they're like, I'm just going to wing it. So it's a very good guess considering. It was an author with an M in their name. So Adrian McKinsey, Gillian McAllister, and then Matt Haig. Yeah, all three of them. And then it was an author with two A's. Well, and then someone's just predicted books that you have predicted 5-star or 0-star. So I like that. It's kind of an extreme. Something I'll love or something I'll hate. Which I really think is cool. And I like it. Hi guys. So I've just finished Shadow Forest, which I'm really happy about. I started off with this and I felt it was really slow, but the pace picked up. I really actually enjoyed it. I'm not sure what rating I'm going to give it. I was thinking in terms of middle grades, what I could compare it to, because it was really good, but I did just take issue with the pacing of it. But it was really good, and I'm really glad that I've done that, so that is another one crossed off. As you will see, following my chain rule, Shadow Forest ends in the letter T. Now, I have way too many books beginning with T to like pick them out and start going, oh, I could do this or I could do this. And I realised that before when I put the photo up. So what I did was I actually wrote all of the books out that began with T and sent them to Brooke. Because Brooke knows my theme. She's not technically participating. She's still putting some questions and suggestions in to try and play along, but she knows what the actual theme is. So I just messaged her and said, look, there are way too many for me to go through the pros and cons of all of them. So what I'm going to do, because it's the letter T, I would like you to pick one. And it turns out she actually picked one that I'm reading this month. She picked The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth, which I'm glad because I kind of forgot who the author was. But I'm actually really surprised about it because this is a buddy read. I'm doing this as a buddy read this month with Catherine, and I knew I was going to be doing it as a buddy read. I didn't plan on doing it as part of this. I thought if I could fit it in, great, but I didn't think I would end up doing it as part of this. I thought it'd have to be something separate, and then Brooke chose it. I promise it was not planned. I actually preferred to keep the buddy reads and the TBR separate. But they ended up coinciding, and I'm okay with that. Yes, and I'm very excited to read this. This is one I've wanted to read for a while, but I don't actually remember much about it. So I'm just going to read the blurb for my sake as well as yours. Every book left unfinished by its author is filed away in the unwritten wing, a neutral space in hell presided over by Claire, its head librarian. Along with repairing and organising books, her job consists of keeping an eye on restless stories whose characters risk materialising and escaping the library. When a hero escapes from his book and goes in search of his author, Claire must track and capture him with the help of former muse and current assistant Brevity and nervous demon courier Leto. But what should have been a simple retrieval goes horrifyingly wrong, in a chase that threatens to reshape the boundaries between heaven, hell, and earth. This sounds really cool. I will pop in when it's time to post a picture for this book. See you guys later. Hi. So, I have just lost my book. I have just finished The Library of the Unwritten, which is my 4th book for my secret TBR, which I'm really happy about. It was a 4.5 star rating. I loved it. It was great. I loved the story. The character development was amazing. Oh, I love the characters. I cannot tell you how much I love the characters. I just adore them. Right. Definitely would check out this author. Definitely would check out this book. Now, for this one, we've had very similar guesses. The most popular The most popular guess so far is that I am choosing books with authors who have 2 A's in their name. So for this one, there's an A in AJ and an A in Hackworth, and I like it. I think that's quite a smart way to go about it. It's incorrect, but it's smart, and I like it. I'm going to go through, I've got my laptop open with my entire spreadsheet and my entire TBR on it. So I'm going to go through and see what the next book is. The Library of the Unwritten ends in letter N, so the next book I choose needs to begin with the letter N. In terms of standalones, I only have 2. I have Never Look Away by Linwood Barclay and Never Saw It Coming by Linwood Barclay. We've seen these before when I picked No Further Questions by Gillian McAllister, which was my second book. Now, Never Look Away I completely disregarded immediately because it ends in Y. I actually don't have a book that ends in Y anymore. Oh, I do. I have one, but it's an ARC book. It's an ebook, and I don't really want to be reading ebooks because it's not what I want to do. I want to get some of my physical TBR away. So in terms of N, I have Never Saw It Coming, which I think was definitely the second choice last time as well. So that's quite common. But let's look at my series. I want to know I've got series because it might be time to start one. I have in terms of series, I'm waiting. Where is it? I have no letter ends. So I'm going to go with Never Saw It Coming by Linwood Barclay. It's not too bad. It's quite nice and short actually, which will be really good because Library of the Unwritten was 440 pages, which isn't too bad. I've also started City of Fallen Angels, which is a number, but it's over 400, so again, that's a bit of a pain. This one is 296, so that is actually less than 300. I think this would be quite perfect. So I'm going to go with this one, and I'm really excited to see what people guess with this. I will update you when I am close to finishing and when I am ready to post my picture. See you later, guys. Hey guys, so I've just posted this picture and we've had some good guesses already. We've had people say they think it's something to do with having a dark setting or a mysterious element, which quite apt really. It's not a correct theme. It's not the correct theme, but it is an appropriate theme. All of the books do have that. It's just not correct. We've had someone saying they think it's books that have been gifted to me, which I found quite interesting. The first book was The Chain, which was gifted to me. And then every book I've read since I have bought myself, so that is also incorrect. But very, very good guess, actually. Just come off filming a video. I just thought I'd film this update. But I like what people are saying. Kira and Celeste were 100% convinced last week that it was authors who have 2 A's in their name. No more, no less, exactly 2. And I've carried that on. The current book I'm reading... Where is it? I don't know what I've done with it. The current book I'm reading is Never Saw It Coming by Linwood Barclay. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I know I have Gone Girl, which is somewhere here. There. By Gillian Flynn, which kind of negates that. So I debated doing that. Because I think the next book I read is going to be the final one. I have Gone by Michael Grant, which would kind of carry it on. And I have Guilty Wise by James Patterson, which would carry it on as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet out of the 3 of them. I can do that one to negate it. I can do Gone, or I could do Guilty Wives to kind of carry it on and just see if people guess that. But in the last couple of days, Kira and Celeste have been absolutely adamant it's the correct theme. That it's the next book starts with the last letter of the last book I read. And I don't really know. They're just kind of jumping bandwagons, really. I don't trust that they've actually settled on a final answer yet. So I'm very excited to see which one they finally settle on. I kind of hope it's the wrong one, just so I can laugh at them. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on that. I love the guesses that are coming in. I was going to say please keep guessing, but this is over now, which is why you're seeing this. Yeah, I'm very excited. I will finish Never Saw It Coming today, and I will start on my next book. So no doubt I will see you in like a couple of hours, and I'll be picking my next book. So I'll see you guys later. Okay, people. I have just finished Never Saw It Coming by Linwood Barclay. It was a good book. Again, I'm not going to say too much. I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but my wrap-up's coming very soon after this. I think it'll be literally the next video after this one goes up. So I don't want to say too much and repeat myself, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was quite an interesting story. One of the things I absolutely loved was that the main character in this was a minor character in an earlier book by Linwood Barclay, and that earlier book and the whole context was mentioned because our main character Keisha is a fake psychic, and the fake psychic appeared in an earlier book. She was a minor character, she just appeared to our main characters of the other book, and it's referenced, the whole incident is referenced many times in this book. I'm going to give it either a 3 or a 2.5. I think a 3 is more appropriate, if I'm honest. I didn't dislike it. I enjoyed it. It was just a bit lackluster in comparison to other Linwood Barclay books I've read. Like, for me, Linwood Barclay is known as the man who's the king of twists. He is so good. You read a book and then a twist happens and you're like, whoa, and before you can recover from that twist, another twist has happened. And it's just so really perfectly thought out and put together that you just can't fault it. This was not so much that. And, you know, that's fine. But it's kind of lackluster for what I expect. In terms of the book itself, it's really good. I'd probably give it a 4-star. But because I know what Linwood Barclay can do, I've given it less. So I'm going to give it a 3. I think 3 is very appropriate. Now it's time to pick the next book. Okay, so I'm back and I have my 3 potential books. This is going to be my final one because I was planning on ending this around the 25th because I have a couple of arcs I need to read before the 1st. And this is actually going up. Sorry, I'm really tired. And this vlog is actually going up on the 30th of September, so I needed time to edit. So this is going to be the last one. It is the 21st today, so it gives me 4 days to read one of these. And I don't know which one, because I also need to read an arc or 2. So I have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I have Gone by Michael Grant. And I have Guilty Wives by James Patterson. All of these seem like good contenders. I have no preference. Gone Girl, I'm interested in. I know it's been made into a film. I've actually seen the film, which is kind of putting me off reading the book because although I really enjoyed the film, I feel as though the plot twist has been ruined for me. And I feel as though I won't enjoy it as much because I know what the twist is. But it's still a contender. Next, I have Gone by Michael Grant. I take issue with this book and this entire series and this author. Brooke actually put a big review up, which I think is really important. I will try and link it in the cards, about this author and his representation of characters with autism. And when she told me about it, I was not best pleased. Turns out this author depicts autism in a very negative way, and it depicts the treatment of people with autism quite badly. And when she had a look about what the author had to say about this, he said he hadn't done any research on autism because he just wanted to write how he wanted to write, and doing research, it would have to change how he was writing. I don't remember fully. I will link the review. I suggest you go watch it. It is really, really detailed, really good, and it is verbalized quite well what Brooke's trying to say. But basically, the author did a trashy thing, and when it comes to an apology, he said, look, I'm not going to apologise for this. I wrote it the way I wanted to write it. But if someone with autism read this, it can be quite damaging to them to see how they're treated by other people. So I take issue with this series, but I really wanted to read the series. And apart from that incident, as far as I'm aware, the author hasn't done anything else negative. That's negative enough. But in terms of what the book's like, Brooke says she thinks the book's quite good. She's said she's going to carry on the series. She's just not happy about what the author did, and she will continue to speak out about that should it keep coming up. And I decided, you know what, I'll do the same. I don't want to support the author if that's how he's going to act. So I bought all of these books secondhand, and yeah, I bought them all secondhand, and I figured if I read them secondhand, it's not an issue as much because I'm not supporting him, I'm not allowing him to profit in any way. But that's how I'm going to do this. But I do want to read this. Brooke and I are going to carry on the series together so we can discuss. But Brooke's read the first one, so I could read this one and get that one out of the way so that Brooke and I can carry on with the rest. Also, look at the sprayed edges. So pretty. So this one's also a very strong contender. I feel like this is going to be my longest clip. I'm so sorry. And then Guilty Wives. I don't know what this is about. But what I do know is that it's James Patterson. I also know that my dad's read it and he really enjoyed it. So I feel like obviously this is a contender because I feel as though this would be a nice, easy, simple read. It doesn't really matter in terms of what letter will come next because I'm going to be done. So I don't know. I think just in terms of what I want to read, I want to read Gone. And I don't know why I'm sat here thinking, oh no, because people don't want you to read. That's not what I expect. That is not what people are expecting you to read, Connor. And I'm like, but I want to. I want to read Gone. The sprayed edges are calling to me. Look at it, it's floppy. I think I'm going to read Gone. I hope that's okay with everyone. I mean, if not, it's kind of tough because I've now made the decision, but I want to read it, and I shall. So, I will get reading this. I will post the picture Friday, even if I've not finished, and then this will be going up the Wednesday after. So whenever I finish this, because I'll definitely have finished it by then. Whenever I finish, I will update you. But I will update you on Friday when I've posted the picture, just to see what people have been guessing for the last one of my secret TBR. So, I will chat to you guys later. Bye! Hey, so, just posted. I say just, it wasn't just. But we have had some good responses. We have had books with dark themes, again, is an ongoing one. We've had a correct guess. We've had books that follow the chain pattern, but it's books. How do people phrase it? It's such a hard thing to phrase. Books that start with the last letter of the previous book. And we've got it, so that's good. I'm really happy with that. I'm hoping we get a couple more guesses. I said I'm officially closing it on Monday because I am going to finish this today for show because I only have that much. Oh, that actually looks a lot bigger than I expected. I have 140 pages left, which I think I can get done today. So I've given people until Monday to put their guesses in, and then I'll wrap this up. And it'll be really interesting to see what people's final guesses are. I will update you on my Monday. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so I'm going to wrap up my vlog here. We've had a couple of guesses. It's the Monday today. It's the 28th of September. This vlog is going up on the 30th. And we've had a very recent guess saying all of the colours of the covers are autumnal. So like the colour of leaves or the colours associated with autumn, which is actually quite interesting. Red, yellow, orange, green, like they do suit. And I'd never considered that before. And I absolutely love the ideas that people come up with. I think it's really funny. Because to me, it's obvious. Because I know what the theme is. I look at it and I'm like, how could it be anything else? It's obviously that. And I think it's so obvious and I feel like everyone will guess it. And then seeing the themes people come up with, it's so interesting to see because I'm like, oh, maybe it's not that obvious. And I don't think my theme is obvious now, but I'm really happy with it. So I've had a great journey this month. I've read 6 books for my secret TBR on top of additional books. And you will see me discuss all of them in my wrap-up, which is on Saturday, so check that out. But it's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do another one. So thank you all. If you have had a guess, thank you so much for guessing. So thanks guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed and leave a comment down below. Did you guess it right? Did you have any idea? Or did I just throw you for a loop? I don't know. So leave a comment, leave me a thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye!